I remember vividly when I was 7 years old and I got home from school. Suddenly there was a motorcycle in the driveway. Kawasaki Z1000, 1977. Apparently it was my dad's motorcycle, standing in the shed for years. I never saw it before. My dad got the engine running, inflated the tires, and put me on the back seat. We rode like for only 6 or 7 meters on our driveway, but this is the moment that started everything. As a kid looking up to his father, motorcycles were the coolest thing ever. I got pictures of mini-me sitting on bikes, posing on bikes. I want to ride when I get older. 16, I started to ride on my moped, and when I turned 18, I could go for my motorcycle license. My mom got sick, and I made the adult choice to go for my car license first, because if something would happen to that, I would need to be able to take responsibility and ride my mom to the hospital in case of an emergency. I went to college to study to become a teacher. I didn't have a car yet, but I could ride a car and a moped. After getting my teacher's degree and I started working, my number one priority was saving every penny I earned to buy a house. And every now and then, I put some money aside in my motorcycle jar. I become 27 years old. I buy my own house. It is 2019, just before the COVID outbreak. I was still living with my parents, and during the lockdown, I got to use the extra time to renovate my house together with my dad. But I was short on money for a new bathroom, and I had saved 6,000 euros in the motorcycle jar. I chose to buy a bathroom with it. I had to make adult choices. 2 years later, when I was 29 years old, I fell in love. We lived together, we went on a road trip together to America, we got engaged, and we planned our wedding. But after being abused, both physically and mentally by her, we broke up. My future felt so uncertain. Will I have a family again? Do I want a family again? I don't know. I'm lost. Who am I again? I'm 31 years old. I'm crying, and I'm sitting in an empty, cold house. Winners are the losers that never give up. Those are the words that my dad always told me. I wasn't gonna give up. I was gonna head forward. I want to get my motorcycle license. While some people told me I couldn't do it because I didn't have it in me, other people told me to just go for it. And impulsively, I spent a big amount of money for my motorcycle classes, not even sure if I actually had it in me. I was terrified and scared the first time that I sat on that Kawasaki Z650 with my bright safety jacket saying riding school. And then I started that engine. A mind that was racing and processing millions of thoughts could now only focus on one thing, and that was riding that bike. Learning the maneuvers in a pretty clumsy way. Hold the clutch. Shift down. Slowly release the clutch. Throttle up gently. Go. I was absolutely mentally exhausted after my first 4 hours of driving classes, but I felt so excited and so happy. I rode a motorcycle. I didn't fall. I didn't crash. I cherished the moment where my parents came to pick me up after my classes because my car was in the garage and I was practicing my maneuvers. And my dad said, "He's got this, you can tell." I did my exam. I passed. And I started to look for a motorcycle together with my dad. And this Suzuki Gladius found me. Looking back on the past year, I never felt more alive since I got my motorcycle license. And while I don't want to say that this motorcycle helped me recover from the demons that I was fighting within, I do want to say that we did it together. All these wonderful people surrounding me, my motorcycle, and myself. Thank you for supporting me. and getting me through the hardest period of my life. Now it's time for Wolfonwheels to return that favor.